the fact. But now you saying all this, I'm not sure if you're the one I'm supposed to be speaking to. Which brings me to my first point, that the struggle is real. The struggle is real. If you thought for one moment that your issues, those things that you caused, the wrong that you know you did, does not have consequence because you said yes to God, I hate to disappoint you at 12:26. 7. That's a lie. Everything we do in life has consequence. And it may not catch you today, it may not be tomorrow, but it's going to catch you. Something about it is going to show back up. And homecoming week is more times than not, Pastor Hammond, when it shows. It meets you right at the door. Because hell always reminds you of what you used to do. Hell will always remind you of who you used to be. And hell will always show you what you wish you hadn't been. See, salvation is a thing, right, that only brings you to light. It lets you see your sin. Because sometimes we don't want to recognize who we are. And then the other you refuses to see exactly what you are. Paul gets to this 21st verse. And he said, I find myself a law. Now we're talking about two laws in these 3 or 4 verses. One law that he's speaking of, the Greek word is nomos. N-O-M-O-S. It means our human condition, our flesh. And and what just excites us, what gets us ready. The young kids say, it gets me lit. I believe that's it. I believe that's the phrase, right? And then there's another law that deals with you. It's called themis, T-H-E-M-I-S, or tithemi, T-I-T-H-E-M-I, right? And it means the law of the land, the law of salvation. And Paul is saying, I'm in a fight with holiness, and I'm in a fight with the flesh. And I'm telling you, if you're fighting both of them, it ain't going to be 50-50. It's probably not going to be 60-40. Tinkering towards 70-30 on who's winning and who's losing. I can assure you, flesh is the 70 that's on top. I don't care how much you pray. I don't care how much you lie to yourself. At all points, sin is winning. You know why? Because sin don't take no breaks. It don't have time off. It's never put itself to the side. It's never been on pause because you're praying. Sin is always active. Remember, Bishop was here some months ago. He said prayer should never take a vacation. Because evildoers never take vacations. People who talk about you, they never take a vacation. Those downtrodden are always praying, E-Y-I-N-G, on your downfall. That something about you goes wrong so they can post it on Facebook. Play music at it in the back on Instagram and so on and so forth. Because it's ever present. And Paul says, I'm dealing with the nomos of my life because I found another law, a human side of me that ain't so spiritual. But in fact, I want to please God because he goes on to say that I have a desire to do the good things of God, to be holy, to be righteous. And the moment I step into righteousness, I'm dragging right along with me. I can't let him go. He won't leave me alone. No matter how much I pray, no matter how much oil I put on myself, no matter how many scriptures I know. I say one, he say two. I read the chapter, he read the Old Testament. Wait a minute. Who is this guy? What is this thing that I can't shake, that I can't get rid of. Paul understands in that moment. He said, man, that struggle is real. Because every time I find myself going up, I feel myself going down. So that's why I'm praying so much. Pastor Hammond, you made a great reference the other day. I don't care where I am or what I'm doing. I'm be on that prayer call. I got to hear the word of prayer. It's not because I like y'all voices. It's not. That's not the reason. It's not that we're so in great relationship that I love y'all so much that I just got to hear you breathe on the phone. No, you're calling down something that I can't call down myself, that I need help. Listen, put a pin there for a second. Don't let titles, degrees, and what you think about an individual fool you. Everybody walking and breathing, they're dealing with something. Pastor, I don't have a therapist yet, but I might get 2 of them. And a psychologist. I'm telling you, because there are times in your life when you think you've got it all, you find out you ain't got nothing. Paul, a black man. Paul, he's an aristocrat. He comes from something. He's got money. He's educated at the best schools. And just like an entitled black boy in 2024, he won't be a gangster. You found out he was chasing Christians. He was killing folks, not because he had to, not because it was his lifestyle. It's just what he decided to do. Just like our young boys. You bought him the car. He wear the best clothes. He got all the Jordans. He wants to smoke weed. He want to be out here with these fools acting up. And you ask him, why? Lord, you need to save the other him in that boy. Because you didn't come from that. And Paul understands when he sees himself in the mirror that I never had to do those things on looking back. Read up on Paul. While he's in prison, black boy, he lets him know, I hear all of y'all boasting, but I'm the man. I was the one circumcised on the 8th day. According to the law, he declares, Steve, that he is flawless. He is faultless in terms of the law. The nomos law, not living under the law of salvation, but in human condition, I am faultless. You can't find no wrong in me. Because I do all those human things you say should be right. And give and kill a bull or a lamb on Sunday to wash all that yesterday away. Oh, I'm faultless. I'm committed to those things of the nomos of the law, of the human condition of the law. But until the Spirit of God knocked me out, until he put me under a spell, I did not realize the themis of the law, the salvation of the law. It took a little while, but he caught me up. And now that I've found who I am, I got a chance to look back and find out that I wasn't him who I thought I was. But now that salvation is here, I find myself going backwards. Because I don't want to do that, but I'm getting ready to. The will that I want to do, I'm too tired for. Pastor told you, you're shouting, you're running, you're sweating, putting holes in your stocking, you're too tired to vote. But you let somebody say they paying for the dinner. You don't change your stockings, you don't change your shoes, you don't drink the Red Bull, and you're ready to get in that car. Because of what we don't want to do, we will. But what we should do, Lord have mercy. The struggle in ourselves is so real that we lose ourselves in ourselves. Now, how is that possible? How can you lose you in you? Steve, I tell you how. Because sometimes we don't want to recognize that who of who we are. And we'll put aside whose we are to be what we want to be in the moment. Okay. Corey, you've been to homecoming, and you've seen a lot of who they are in them, not whose they are and where they came from. And I know it's the greatest homecoming on earth, and I get that. And then we passed that now. I know Mama ain't sending you to school for that. Lord, save the other me. I told you situations will have you doing some other things because you don't want to feel left out. You don't want to feel I'm not a part of, which moves me right along.